Hello and welcome back to another Star Citizen video. Today we're gonna talk about, or rather it is a PSA, that's right, IAE 2955 is just around the corner. Technically it is this week and we want to prepare a few things. Rather, I would like to prepare for ship buying and no, not ship, too many ships. No, ship buying and hangar shuffle. Right, this is what I've been doing every single year during the anniversary sale. Yes, for those who are not to say new to the game, but if you're new to the game, if you hear there are a few words, right, like CCU, which is cross chassis upgrade, anniversary sale, technically it is the IAE 2950, I'm not saying 2955, it is the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. They put a fancier name and an in-game event, which is very, very, very important for everyone who wants to know more about Star Citizen, who wants to try out new stuff, especially new ships. And we're gonna start. Okay, number one. There are a few leaks I've seen, and I don't want to spoil but it is exciting. Okay, so for those who are new, right, this is mainly for those who want to enter Star Citizen, and you've been hearing a lot of things like scam citizen. Star Citizen has been ongoing and it's raised a lot of money and you should not give any more money, which I totally agree. You only need a starter pack, and what's better than a starter pack? And that is a discounted starter pack, or even better, what is better than a discounted starter pack? And that is a starter pack with a starter ship with lifetime insurance. I've seen one or two ships that was leaked, and I think those ships are a good candidate for new players. But I don't want to talk too much about it because we want to get the official news. And of course, I need to see the price tag because the price tag is still the number one factor for new players of those who are on the fence if you want to join in. Discounted starter pack is the best way to get in. $40.50. That is in US dollars. And that's the cheapest package you can get in. Don't care about everything else. I will talk a little bit more on certain things, but those are for people who wants to, not to say enjoy the game even more, but just want to, I would say, hands are itchy, wallets open, buy internet spaceships. Okay, that's the number one PSA. Okay. And before we begin, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and help this channel grow. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. And if you like it, subscribe. If you don't like it, well, you can thumbs down and leave down a comment below. Whew. Okay, so first thing first. Not to say we're gonna talk about leaks. I just want to touch a little bit. I've seen some ships that are leaked, and you can, if you want to go and check, you can find, right, it's already up on YouTube. I just don't want to put it, and I, of course, I did not because I did not went and do the data mining and stuff. You know what, I will give the views to the ones who actually leaked it out. uh, I will try to keep it spoiler free, also another thing. And one of those things that I don't like is when I see a leak ship, it's like, oh no, there goes the suspense a little bit. That's just me, all right, that's just me. But there are one or two ships there that I think is a, like I said, it's a great candidate for people who wants to upgrade to. And if you want to get in with I wouldn't say the best perk, but I would say the best time to join in is actually IAE, right? Anniversary sale, simple as that. Okay, obviously one of those leak ship is not really a leak. Of course, it's the Perseus, and oh boy, it's very very interesting right now. Large ships, all right, big PSA as well with the engineering gameplay. Yes, it is still work in progress. There are still few bugs here and there, which is totally fine. But I like to not say like to see. Finally, I get to see how they intend to do the, I wouldn't say the non-PvP stuff or non-combat things. Basically, the crew, and you get to do the engineering side of things in Star Citizen, which is nice, right? Especially for large ships, and that is, putting out fires, doing some hull locking and whatnot. I did not see any, how do I put it this way? airlock malfunction, not say airlock malfunction. Basically, your oxygen gets vented out. That is one key thing that I would like to see, because I played FTL and I do like some of this space scenario, especially as a crew. And for those who are, I won't say Star Trek fan, but you know, if you've seen Star Trek and whatnot, some of the stories or the cool action has nothing to do with combat. It's all about the tension running the ship, and that is actually I like it, right? Small little things like this make Star Citizen great. However, that being said, everything is work in progress, everything is subjected to change. And that is also another, not to say the bad thing, but a bit painful, okay? I have to admit, Star Citizen really took a lot of time, a rather long time, and a lot of people are unhappy. I would say easily 50%. All right, let's cut it down to half. Easily half of the people that pledge Star Citizen, they are unhappy. Part of me is unhappy too, because I don't get to play the, not to say the full version, I don't get to play version 1. Okay. However, with that being said, a lot of things that they want to implement partially, right? That's the next 50%, I would say. Okay, understandable. It is work in progress. It is something, it is a game that it's, I won't say surpass a lot of other space sims out there, but it does really try to push out from your generic space sim. But again, these are very subjective, so I'm not going to jump in too much. Okay, I'm just saying it's that like CIG has lots of money and lots of time already, right? It's about time to at least launch a version 1, especially Squadron 42. You know what? If they release Squadron 42 in episodic style, I am totally fine. In fact, I am down with that. After seeing the Dispatch, right? For those who do not know, right, Dispatch is a story-based game, and they release in episodes, although their release is much shorter. And obviously, they finish the game before they release, so that's one. I would like to see something like that. Like you release episode 1, and then 6 months later, yes, some people don't like to wait. I also have to admit, but still, we definitely need to see something. Okay, so that's that. All right, that's it. So a bit long-winded, unfortunately, but I want to vent out a little bit. And for those who are new, you want to know what's happening on the development of Star Citizen. Okay, now let's move on to the preparation. We already said free fly. IAE 2955, it is a free fly event, which means you can play Star Citizen for free during the event, which is fantastic. And the next part is for those who wants to expand their fleet with real money. Before I go any further, I would blanket cover this comment and this notion. Yes, it is microtransaction. Yes, it is pay to win. If you want to categorize this, I don't want to go too deep, because it's what is winning in Star Citizen is saving time, is saving the grind to a larger ship pay to win. Answer is yes, straight up. Okay, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, and that is important. However, the only fine line that I use the reasoning is, it is still funding the development of Star Citizen. Yes, I'm doing for that reason. No, CIG has a lot of money already, so if I want to only use that reason to pledge, no. Okay, no. If you're tight with money, vote with your wallet. I'm just a sucker. That's it. That's really it. Okay, I like the internet spaceship, so I don't mind continue air quote funding by buying ships. Although this part is we're gonna enter to, I will never, from this year onwards, I already put a staple. I will never recommend you to buy any ship with retail price, and that is the preparation for IAE 2955. We're going to use the ship upgrade, the cross chassis upgrade, that's for the veteran players out there. Warborn ship upgrades for you new guys who just joined Star Citizen or about to join or are curious about how we get cheap ships. That's right. And I will repeat this a few times. I definitely will link this video to some to the coverage that I'm going to cover for the IAE 2955 on how I get cheap ships. And we're going to build 2 ships this year. We're going to start, all right? So this is the preparation. We're going to build the no, not Polaris, the Perseus, all right? The star of the starship, the poster child for this year's IAE 2955. Number 1. Number 2, annually, I will always try to build the carrack for cheap. Previous record, or rather not say previous record. Unfortunately, I did not record a lot on this thing, but the previous record, I think few years back, I can get it as low as $300. Half price. That is before carrack went up in price crazily. So anyway, that is that. And that's the first disclaimer. Okay, so for those who are interested in building the ship, stay tuned a little bit because I want to talk one, or rather the next important thing. All right, I know I derailed a little bit. I'm supposed to finish it up there. And that is large ships right now are getting the engineering gameplay. And that is a very, very cool thing. Okay, so basically you have to put out fires, you have to replace fuels, you have to replace component. And guess what? If one of those component or fuels goes down, certain parts of the ships will be offline. And the worst case scenario, you lose control, right? AKA either your propulsion goes offline or your navigation goes offline or everything, right? So everything can fail and everything has to be repaired if it fails. So, and this goes to the most important thing, and that is large ship owners. Okay, now you're no longer just piloting a ship, now you have to maintain and care your ship, and that is something that I'm looking forward to. I'm very, very interested in that. So once the engineering is out, we're going to talk a little bit more, but that's the most important PSA. And I don't think we have enough time to do a little bit of talking about larger ships. I'm going to leave that when we get the engineering gameplay, because if not, this video is too long and I want to keep this video extra shorter than usual. So we're going to end with how am I going to prepare for the IAE 2955, right? I did say I want to build the Perseus and the carrack. So first thing first, very straightforward. I'm gonna collect the ship upgrade offer that is available right now today. I'm not so sure if this is gonna make it into the IAE week. If yes, great. If no, then ugh. All right, so we want to build it as cheap as possible, and of course I will share the, not say the process, on how much I actually save with all this, because there are Warborn daily deal or incoming Warborn daily deals during the IAE, and you really, really want to keep track. And this is the first, this is the first time I'm gonna actually catalog them and record it to you guys, so you can see how I actually do it. Okay, so that's it. So we're gonna start off with the Stinger. We're gonna pick either the Sentinel and the Blade, so definitely not the Warden. So in this case, I'm gonna be picking the Blade just for funsies. Doesn't matter if it's Sentinel or Blade. In general, I would not recommend Blade. I would go for the Sentinel because the chances of the Sentinel going for ship upgrade offer during the IAE is higher, I would say. Not guaranteed, it's just higher compared to the Blade. But then again, this year they revealed the Stinger, so maybe during Alien Week we might get the Blade. I don't know. For me, it's just for funsies. Alright, I'm gonna pick up the Blade. Do note this is in Canadian dollars. Let me change to US dollars. Well, guess not. It doesn't want me to pick up, it doesn't want to show me in US dollar. Doesn't matter, not a big problem, because it will be the same exact thing, okay? Because we get to see US dollars in the selection anyway, which is great. So we're gonna pick up the Stinger, and then for funsies, I'm gonna use the Blade as my step in. So Blade to the Stinger, which is 220. Oh wow, doesn't show. Oh wow, it doesn't show like that. Okay, I think that's the best way. Yeah, 315. No. $229 if I would choose the Warbond edition, so I kind of save $25 in a way, or spend less. Okay, I wouldn't say save, I would say spend less in this case. Yeah, so we're gonna pick the blade to the stinger. Next up, we want to pick up what the ships do we have. We want to go for the Paladin. Yes, next one is the Paladin. And yes, Paladin. All right, so 350, so 225. Fantastic. Fantastic, because the next best ship, guess what? It is the Stinger. Yeah, there we go. Stinger 315. All the ships are 315, 315, 315, 315. Doesn't matter because you already get a, not say a discount, but you already get the one small little path kind of done already. So that's great. Next up, all right, subtotal. Yeah, I don't care about this. Ignore the price here for now because this is just something that I want to put it here. Later we will have, obviously at the end of IAE, I will show off this the spreadsheet or the calculation. How much do we save this year? And one small little thing, you need to have patience. You might not be able to get the cheapest price this year altogether. That is something that I have to warn, and I won't say PS. Yeah, it is a warning because you want to do this a few years. Yes, I know it's not the best way, but no, not say not the best way. You need lots of patience. I'll call it this way. Yep, lots and lots of patience indeed. If not, it's gonna be tough. You could save. Actually, in general, you would save a lot during the IAE sale. That's for sure. But you want to save the most. So if you want to go for the most, I would say 1 or 2 years. Yeah. So we will do it one full year. We will regroup next year's IAE and see how cheap the Perseus can get on top of this year's build. That's right. And we want to see if it's worth doing it. In general, it's usually worth doing it. Yeah, no, I will stand on that hill. Usually it's worth doing it. The only time that's not worth doing it is that they change the ship price too drastically and some things gets broken down the line, which is a little bit painful. But I think my position still stands. I will never buy ship full price ever. Not because I don't want to help fund CIG. CIG has a lot of money already. They need to at least release Squadron 42 before I can say, so, okay, you know what, some ships I can buy full price. But still no. Still no. Okay, last ship is the Shivs, and then I'm gonna pick the Spirit, C1 Spirit, because on one end, C1 Spirit is the best, cheapest daily, I won't say multi-crew, but the best utility, like if you want to spend a little bit more than just a starter ship, but you want to still keep that soloable ship, the C1 Spirit is a solid pick. 350R, no, not really. F7C Hornet, this is a nice fighter, but there are cheaper alternative for this, unless it's a Super Hornet, then that's a different story. The RAF is actually not bad, but this is mainly on an industrial side, so C1 Spirit is the best pick for this. So add it in, and there we go. All right. So I'm gonna go to checkout and show you what I have right now. If we can keep this Warbond upgrades during the IAE, even better. If not, this is how much I'm gonna spend. 47 Canadian dollars. That's about 35-ish. 10, 10, 15. Yeah. There we go. $35. Okay. So with that, that is all I have for you for today. And last but not least, obviously, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and help this channel grow. Until then, I will see you guys in 2 days. We're gonna cover all the IAE 2955 manufacturer brand dating, and of course, we want to take a look at the Warbond Daily Deal. Yes, every day there will be a different Warbond deal, and you want to capitalize that as much as you can. All right, you have 24 hours to grab whatever you want to upgrade to. And of course, as promised, I will building it live alongside. And I try to record as early as I can. Okay, that is one thing. All right. With that, that's all. Until then, I will see you in the verse and fly dangerous. Yes, sirree.